Ready, steady, enter. And the game's popping up loading screen. And unlike the other games that I've posted, this one is where I get to stomp people a little bit. The previous games have all been rather... There we go. I don't want to say basic, kind of fair, I'll say. I specifically didn't choose games where I was running rampant on people, but in this game I saw some names and some people that are not bad. Well, I shouldn't say that are not bad. I should say people that I know are pretty good. So I decided to put this one up. Right there, this is I'm playing Gunner again, and this is a map called Bullet Gorge, and it is not one of my favorite maps. But a lot of people like it, and it's considered one of the better designed and more balanced maps. I personally don't like it. It's not one of my favorites. But I'm playing on it. And as you saw me go over to the left side when I first spawned and then got up into what's this called the jungle, that's a little trick you can do in this map if you're one of the pros that has a jetpack. So that's gunner, tank, and veteran as far as the enforcers. And I think Assault could get up here without necessarily using that, I believe. He has a jetpack, but his jetpack is special. And the Assault on the other team has been hitting me with his grenade launcher all game. Here I sneak up on the tank. Boom! Unfortunately, the guy who's playing tank right now, I think his name is Controller. Oh, Common01. He leaves the game later on, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh, there's that stupid Assault, but I don't care because I got to kill the other team's kitty because I'm a terrible player, and that's what I'll do, is just stand there and shoot the kitty instead of shooting the enemy. And I think I get grenaded in the face a couple times here, too. He gets lucky, too. Not in those particular grenades, but earlier, if you ever see... Yeah, there's the tank leaves. And I don't know why. It's not like he was getting, stomped on or anything. If you ever see, like, a purple sheen around things, here I go ahead and I manage to kill the firebase. I hate Support and his stupid firebase. I hate the kitties. Veteran, for whatever reason, decided to show up on the wrong side and get turreted to death. What was my line of thought here? Oh, if you ever see, like, purple sheen on things, the grenades that were being launched at me towards the very beginning of the game were kind of, like, coated in purple. That means it's a critical hit, so it does extra damage. And the way that critical hits work in this game is weird. I think, does our Wascott? Yeah, Wascott died. Poor Wascott. I knew they were going to go for that, so I jumped up and made sure I was jetpacking when it went off. I'm a very turret-focused guy. I think you've gotten that if you watch my other videos. I like to take down turrets when I can. It's one of my favorite activities, because it's progress, and so I feel like I'm actually doing something. There, the Assault wisely runs away when he sees me coming for him. I'm trying to remember, I had put together a new Endo set, and if I haven't talked too much about them before, they're kind of like the runes and marks and seals, or whatever they're called in LoL. They're these little bonuses that you can put together, and they can grant you things like extra critical strike chance, extra critical strike damage, speed, magazine size, reload speed, health regeneration, because there's a difference between max health and how fast it regenerates. All these little bonuses you can put together. And accuracy and rate of fire. And they all have trade-offs. Well, when you get into like the larger effect sizes on the product, on the endos, they have different effect sizes. And there's trade-offs. So for example, on this gunner, there's two gunner builds that I have. My traditional one has extra crit damage, and the offset for crit damage is crit chance. So you don't get as many critical hits, but they do more damage. And then I also put reload speed, because gunner's reload takes 5 seconds, I believe, naturally. So I speed that up with reload speed. The trade-off for reload speed is it decreases the size of your magazine, which... He starts off with 200 bullets in his minigun. So when you lower the magazine size by, for example, 5%, now you have 190 shots instead of 200. So it's not really that much of a trade-off. an alternative build that I put together to test, and this, ooh, Bacon is so awesome on Gunner. Bacon has a lot of effects, but the important one for Gunner is that it increases your damage by 25%. Now, one of Gunner's rounds from his minigun does like 14 damage. I believe that's the number. So you're increasing that by 25%. So 1/4 of 14 is a little over. You got to go down to 12, so then you're going to get 3 points, and it makes it 17. So 14 to 17 is not a big change, but then you have to realize the amount of bullets he sprays out per second. So it ends up, and he has the highest DPS in the game. When you're dealing with just using the dual minigun and holding down the left mouse button and shooting people, once it's up to full spin, if you're hitting with every shot, you have the highest damage in the game. So you're now adding 25% on top of the the highest DPS in the game. And you get to keep Bacon until you die, and for a while, I don't die. And every time I take any little bit of damage, like right now, I am scared to death of someone dropping in on me and killing me. So now, right now, it's a 3v5, which is upsetting. But, you know, I'm not going out of my way to kill players right now. Like, there's people there, but my goal was to take out that turret, and now that the turret's gone, I was going after some of that juice, and she stole it, so that made me angry. And you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. No. I focus on killing bots and turrets. That's my goal when I play the game. Aw, Tawake left. I think he was their support. And, yep. And I've been using a lot more of the mortar. I'm trying to use it more often because I want to get much better at aiming it, and I'm still absolutely terrible at aiming it. I end up seeing my mortar shots go, like, sailing over people's heads. I'm okay at aiming the mortar as long as I'm on a level plane. Like, shooting from there to those bots is really easy. But as soon as I have to shoot up at someone up on a platform, or if I'm on a platform and shooting down at people, it becomes a lot more difficult. I was trying to knock her off here, and there I just track her down and kill her. I'm going to say, I just got done saying that I don't go after player kills as much, but spoiler alert, I kill a lot of people in this video. I get quite a bit. And this, the guy at the very bottom of the chat there, the LYFI, or, yeah, LYFI, he comments a little bit later because he manages, another spoiler alert, he's going to be the guy that kills me, I believe, and takes away my bacon. And he is just so happy with himself for doing it. Aw, my missile missed. I'm considering putting together, and I just used my slam a minute ago so I don't have it again, otherwise I would have taken out both of those gremlins in one quick little button press. Level up, got my shades on. The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. I don't think so, Wascott. I also don't think so, Assassin. I'm very happy I have my teammates there because otherwise I would have been completely dead. The Assassin and the Wascott, not so, well, more so the Assassin than their Wascott. And who's their Assassin right now? It is Ketchup. Okay, yeah, Ketchup. If it's this, I don't think it's the same as Ketchup's from the message boards, who's a really good player. But yeah, no, that was the combat girl who lasered me to death. I have the inability, the complete and utter inability to dodge a laser beam from combat girl. No matter what, yep, oh no, uber gunny. No matter what pro I'm playing, whether I'm playing as gunner or assassin or Carl or sniper, I always get hit by the combat laser. It's just, it's axiomatic. It's a requirement. If I were to manage to dodge a combat laser, I do believe the universe would break down. Right there, I always check. Because in Turbocross, the turrets are so fast, and they shoot so fast. See, right there, I just turned the corner and immediately got shot by that turret. So now I always try and peek around the corner to check and see if they're there. Boom! Slam. Take them out. Because I have on numerous occasions walked around the corner and ended up getting killed. Now, one of the things that we're missing here, because the HUD is not here, and if I touch the mouse, it actually moves the camera in relation to the character. The bottom right side of the screen has HUD elements. The bottom of the screen has HUD elements. And so, like just now, well, just now, a minute or so ago, we were jumping up into the jungle, and the assassin was heading the other way from us. And I don't remember seeing her when I was playing this game, but I saw her clearly now, and I'm pretty sure the difference is that there's no HUD elements. Is that stupid assassin coming after me? Don't come after me. It's widely regarded that if you're playing Assassin, the worst pro that you can go up against is Gunner. Because, one, he deals a ton of damage. Two, his slam slows you, and when you're slowed, well, one, it knocks you back, so you can't grapple him. Two, you're slowed, so you walk really slow. Three, if you try to use your jump skill to escape, when you're slowed, your jump skill is reduced, so you don't jump as far as you normally would. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. And he died. And then of course he's got his rocket, so, and because you're, as an assassin, have to jump up in the air where there's, you know, no obstructions. I keep saying you know. The rocket can follow you a little bit better than normal. So here I'm really low. My health is down to less than a quarter, it looks like, so I'm running away. Oh, and that combat girl almost lasered me to death. I saw that in-game, and I wanted to stop for a second and, you know, say it was, you missed me by that much. I was scared to death. But unfortunately, as you see, I got stuck fighting people in a row, so I did not have a safe time to stand still and chat with the enemy. Once again, I see that the ejector is up. Yeah, see there, the guy saying that the gunner is a stalker. It might be that from his point of view, it seems like I am... Here I'm deploying, so I reload much faster. It might seem like I was, you know, chasing after him, but as you can see from my point of view, I am not specifically, like, hunting people down. I'm just going around doing my job, and every time someone shows up in front of me, I kill them. Oh, there's Assassin, and I, boom, slam her, and I'm trying to follow her with my gun, and I get her with my rocket, but she unfortunately doesn't die from that. Who was shooting me? The assault was shooting me. Pretty sure. Yep, he tried to hit me with tofu bacon. You can't, I could see it just coming out, but you might barely make out that there's a piece of bacon flying at me in that shot. Oh, and there's Assassin trying to come and kill me again, and I juice, so I get all my health back. I deal millions and millions of damage. I slam, I launch rockets, I do everything in my power to not die. Unfortunately, you know, I don't have bacon anymore, so it wasn't quite as... beneficial. Oh, were my bullets just purple? I was mentioning earlier, the way the crits work in this game, it's not one individual shot is a critical hit. No matter which pro I'm playing, it always seems like for maybe 1 second or so, every attack I make within that second is a critical hit. So, if I'm playing as Gunner, like, a bunch of bullets all shoot out and are critical hits. If I'm playing as Carl, I'll shoot my handler or my bouncing buddies, and, like, 5 and 6 shots in a row will all be critical hits. Now here I'm trying to just push these pros back because I want to kill their stupid turret. I hate their turret. It makes me angry. So instead I come up here, I see this guy, and I don't, of course, want to leave him just there. There's Assassin. And this is why I'm saying their Assassin was a good player. It seemed like she would follow me, and again, this is from my point of view, it seems like she's following me. But I would see, she would come at me as soon as I used my slam. So she would see my slam go down, and that's when suddenly the assassin would appear. And it happened often enough that I don't want to say it was coincidence that she just happened to be nearby every time I slammed. I think in some instances she was... That was a really nice crook hook. I was getting ready to slam, and while I was in the animation for slam, he hit me with his crook hook, which is a stun. And there I get shot. I get shot by the turret, and then LYFI shoots me with his grenade launcher, and I die. And so here's where he's going to be all happy about it. Come on. There it is. Finally got the fat ball, because Gunner's one of the big fat pros. And I think he continues. Oh, and then he puts in parentheses, I killed Gunner, right? That's what's going to pop up? Maybe? Okay, maybe not. I thought he did. Yeah, there it is. I killed Gunner. And then a smiley face, right? Something like that. I buy juice because... Yep, there it is. I have a bunch of money, and with juice, it helps me break grapples, automatically heal back to full, and if I see a bunch of people in one spot, I can shoot the crap out of them for 1,000,000 damage. The only thing scarier than a gunner with bacon is a gunner with bacon juicing. Because now he deals extra damage, and every one of his attacks is a critical hit, and since my endo set here is based on critical damage, it's a good job. I do a lot of damage when I juice. And once again, so there you saw, I was walking up, and I might have, if I didn't see the that rocket turret shoot one of my bots, I might have walked in front of that turret. And there's 1,000,000 bots going down the other lane. Get over there. Get over there. Kill them all. Unfortunately, I used the ejector, but they're all off of the ejector pad, so no damage. Here, I stand between the Fuji and my turret so that if the Fuji shoots, it hits me and not the turret. That's only important in that our turret is heavily damaged. It's going to die soon anyway, and it might have been actually a bad choice to block it. When a turret dies, you have to wait a while in Turbocross mode before you can buy a new turret. And there you go. I got hit by the laser again. Even when I try to dodge the laser, I get hit by the laser. Go over here. Throw a couple mortars. Mortars are good because at level 3 offense, your mortars split into 3. At level 2 offense, they split into 2. Unfortunately, they do not split into 4 at level 4 offense. There, I don't think my slam was up. Otherwise, I would have slammed to stop the assassin from getting our Annihilator purchaser. And here, I think that we're doing well, and we are. Okay, so that is what happened there. I think there was another time, it might not have even been in this game, where someone was buying the Annihilator, and I walked by, and everything seemed fine, and then when I turned around, there were like 2 people there grappling him, and I'm like, where did you guys even come from? Boom! There's Wascott dead. That was why I came back earlier when I was saying their Wascott was really good. I remembered. And there, look, again, the assassin comes out. This time I had my slam up. And I used my... I went to hit the slam button and I accidentally also hit the... boom! She's dead. I also hit the juice button, because juice is left control and slam is left shift. So they're right next to each other. And I ended up hitting both of them. But you know what? As long as I'm safe and alive, I don't mind that my juice got used up. Boop. Bamboo said, this guy's just asking how the assassin got her outfit. And this the assassin on my team. She has what's called the Cardboard Tube Samurai set. Here, I'm going to stand back because there's a level 2 rocket turret, so that's going to kill me in like 2 shots. So I'm going to stand back, do as much damage to that jackpot as possible, do as much damage to these jerks as possible, and then I'm going to take down that turret, since now I finally have a clear line of fire. And there you go. You see the purple trail behind my mortars? Those were doing critical hit damage, which is nice. One of the other things I do, because I run the critical damage endos, my critical chance goes down by it's 1 in a fraction percent maybe. But you start with a 7% crit chance, so you're only gimping yourself a little bit. But what I do is I run a product that's called Critically Late, and what Critically Late does is it sets your critical chance equal to your level. But it does it before it takes into account your endos, so it's not like it bypasses the fact that you're using these negative crit chance endos. But it means at the beginning of the game, I get very few critical hits because my chance starts at 1% and then builds up. And then by the time, like right now, where I think I'm level... What am I? I'm level 13. So now my crit chance would be 13%, which is almost twice what it normally would be. Which is great, because I'd get a lot more critical hits than I normally would. And because I'm running so much crit damage endos, I do a lot of damage when I do it. When I fight jackbots as gunner, I like to do this. I just walk behind them. I shoot them a lot. I walk behind them so that they're not constantly shooting me. And then I'll get close by and I'll slam them because it stuns them. If you're in front of a jackbot, they shoot you while they walk. And their shots do a lot of damage and they knock you around. So you end up flying all over the place because you get knocked by these shots. And if you're too close to them, they'll actually shoot you fast enough that you can't even recover from the first shot by the time I get the second shot off. So what I like to do is if I'm in front of them, I stun them, then I run around behind them. The only problem is one of the this gunner is a fat bally ninja, because I keep popping up where he's not expecting. And again, was I chasing the assault? No, I was going out and I just happened to see him. Yeah, he's everywhere. Here I have a ton of money, so I spend it on a jackpot. Since I saw that we were spawning a jackpot on the left side, I went ahead and spawned it on the right side. Here I juice, because when you juice, in addition to doing extra critical hits, and there you see me trying to get in front of him to block the shots on the turret. In addition to doing extra critical hits, your bot rating actually goes up too. And there, while I was defending our base from their jackpot, we managed to win the game. Let me hide that real quick.
And a victory for the Hotshots.
Good job, Hotshots.
I forget what I was just saying. Yay, dancing. All the dancing all the time. 21 and 2, which, as I say there, is probably one of my best games as gunner recently. When you get up into the higher levels, my stockish game, because I was totally stalking him all game. Why does it say defeat? Oh, because at the end it switched me off. No, I won that game, obviously. Not I won, I was on the winning team. You were a fat ninja, I'm sure. Now I don't remember. Oh, so when you're trying to escort, like, your jackpot, what'll happen is a lot of times people will have a jackpot and they'll follow behind their team's jackpot to try and keep the other team from killing it, because jackpots will pound their way right through turrets all the way to the money ball if nobody tries to stop it. So what happens is, if you're walking behind the enemy team's jackpot like I was doing and shooting it and stunning it occasionally, you have to be afraid of the other team suddenly showing up to escort their jackpot, because they're going to go and try and get behind their jackpot and start trying to, or maybe they'll try and get in front of their jackpot, but they'll be coming up that lane to get in front and help clear the way of enemy pros. So it's really easy to get ambushed. Now, on my way there, I had taken a look around real quick and saw where the enemy was, and they were all back in their base trying to defend, so I felt safe walking along behind the jackpot. But I also didn't stun him with my slam immediately when my slam came up. I kept it for a second or two to make sure that everything was kind of safe, or that I would have an escape route. Then I would do the slam in order to stun the jackpot. And I really like stunning bots when they're within range of a turret, because obviously then the turret's starting to shoot them. And then that's also a good time if you want to grapple them, because when you're grappling the jackpot, your turret is constantly shooting it, dealing damage, while it's stunned, in quotation marks, by your grapple. Oh well, until next time, bye-bye.